Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream number 95, which means y'all know what that means. This time next Monday, we'll be doing the 100th coffee stream. Hell yeah. Um, I hope everyone's had a good weekend. Hope everyone is having a good start to their Monday. Let me pause that. We don't need to hear two of me. All right, there we go. I hope everyone's having a good Monday morning. Um, as the title of today's stream suggests, I miscalculated the amount of coffee we had left, so I'm drinking basically a cup of hot water. Um, Kind of sucks, but oh well. Um, it still has a tiny bit of coffee hint to it, so I guess you could still call it a coffee. Let's say hello to chat. Hello, Rolling Bear. Hi, Duck Dog. Guten Tag to you too, Skeptalk. Hi, Chadwick. Hi, Pincalo. Pincalo still hasn't gotten a call yet, so he's just hanging out. I'm going to mute that. Otherwise, it'll be dinging and bonging and all that. Run away, swarming proximity badgers. Hi, Ryan Rawlings. Hi, Greg Rogers. Coffee flavored water. Yes, exactly, Scotsman. Exactly. Skep says, liked and shared. Dong. But I caught it before you deleted it. Ha 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 ha. At this point in the morning, I start wondering if my phone is broken. Hi, Richo. Caffeine pills are better. Actually, I don't like them. I like, maybe I was like too young because I took one when I was like 16 and I felt awful. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I just took one. I will never take a caffeine pill again. So I have a few news stories today. Not very many, so we may have to do some searching on the fly. Um, but I grabbed a couple from Gunfox from the Discord, and Pincalo sent me one that I mentioned briefly on the Star Trek stream, but I didn't read. So I'm gonna read it today because it made my head explode. Um, let's see. Every 90s TV show I watched taught me that caffeine pills were speed. Caffeine pills are absorbed much faster than the caffeine in coffee. That's why you get the heart attack feeling. Ah, well, I don't like it, and I don't wish to repeat it. I am quite fine with drinking my coffee. I don't need to feel like I'm going to like shake apart. So I was shaking so bad. It was like I drank an entire pot of light roast coffee, which I have done, not realizing that it was light roast coffee. That's not fun either. Um, so let's get into the Twitter DMs here where I have sent myself some of these news articles. By the way, thank you guys so much for coming and watching The Blind and the Special last night, despite the technical difficulties. Um, I saw the stream was at something like 70 views, and I really do appreciate that because Pincalo, poor Pincalo, I think he was about ready to like just he was not happy. Um, it's RVA. Hello, RVA. Doc Dog says, I take 2 at a time. However, I drink between 60 and 80 fluid ounces of coffee a day. Holy shit balls. And I thought I drank a lot of coffee. I thought Pinkala was going to have a stroke. So did I. So did I. All right. Oh, good. Twitter is making me log in again. Thank you, Twitter, for not saving my stuff, even though I have asked you to. That's very helpful of you. There we go. Oh, fuck off. I haven't changed my password. Oh, well, you know what I should do is spell my name right, my username. If I want to log in with the password that's associated with my account, I should actually type in the proper username. There we go. Oh, look, it worked. Isn't that amusing? Amusing how that works when you don't. Yes, I'm saying amusing because I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. Here are my articles. You know, if you were reading a whole bunch of Greek mythology and then you came across the word articles, you could read it as articles. I am clearly not caffeinated enough. I'm just fucking rambling. Oh my lord. Oh, also, Pincalo helped me slow the voice down on my screen reader, so hopefully you guys will be able to understand it now. It's picky about the username being spelled correctly, says Skeptalk. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that annoying? Like, shouldn't it just know what I was talking about? Richo says, yes, that usually helps, blind press. Yeah, I know, right? That's not that much coffee when you think about it. It's 3 or 4 large coffees. Yeah, it's true. The screen reader had too much coffee. Yes. So the screen reader has been slowed down, so hopefully that will help. So, U.S. calls on the world to pick a side on Venezuela. This is one of the stories from Gunfox in the Discord. We've got 2 Venezuela stories. We've got a disability story and a Star Trek story. So we'll get through those, and if there's still a whole bunch of time left, then I will do a news search. All right. Come on. Oh, don't be an asshole and bury the story. Okay, there we go. That's amusing. The author of this article, one of them, there are 2 of them, is Michelle Nichols. Not Nichelle Nichols, but Michelle Nichols. I know I've been watching way too much Star Trek. Okay. Here we go. I have finally located the story. All right, here we go.
United Nations/Caracas, January 26. Reuters. The heated back and forth exchanges at United Nations/Caracas, January 26. Reuters. The United States on Saturday called on the world to pick a side on Venezuela and urged countries to financially disconnect from Nicolas Maduro's government, while European powers signaled they were set to follow Washington in recognizing Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido as the country's rightful leader.
So, I would like to know what you guys think about this. One does not watch too much Star Trek. No. One does not, yes. Skeptalk says, by the way, blind. My wife listens to the stream at work. She is forbidden to talk in chat as it would immediately dox me. Ah. Well, hello, Mrs. Skep. Thank you for listening. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that it is okay for basically the world to be doing this? Is because this is basically a coup. And are you off? Okay.
No, I'm leaving, but I'm always off. Later, everyone.
Is it okay for the world to force a coup in a country if the country is basically fallen off the rails? Hi, Sir Odominton. Richo says, well, the U.S. is supporting the other guy, not the leader that led the country down the road to socialism, correct? I'd support that guy. Yes, but, well, yes, it is a coup, but look how bad the country is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it okay to... Oh, hi, Gun Fox. We're just starting in on one of your Venezuela stories. Is it okay to force a coup in a country if the country has gone to shit? Let's see. Richard says, I would say it's okay. Duck Dog says, it's a coup for the betterment of the people and not the criminals that run it. True. I'm not sure this is a coup. Yes, but in this it doesn't matter. We have no friends in Venezuela. Case by case basis, no two countries are alike. I can see all of these points. Because if we are going to aid people like in a humanitarian way, the citizens of Venezuela are definitely people that need aid. But what's the difference between supporting an opposition, like a person in opposition of the socialist dictator in Venezuela, versus like if China suddenly decided to revert back to full-blown communism, like this is just a hypothetical thing. If China decided, you know what, fuck democracy, fuck capitalism, we're going to go all the way back to the time of Mao, what would be the difference in us involving ourselves in support of a supposedly democratic official in Venezuela versus throwing our support behind somebody that would oppose a reversion in China? And would we do the same thing in China? Pretty sure they were eating pets and even animals from the zoo. Pretty sure in this time it's okay. Oh, I'm not like... I prefer tea to coffee. Well, as long as you've got caffeine, you're good. You're welcome here. Not with China. No, the cons are too great. It would, for the West, it would be a full-blown war. See, that's what I mean. Like, why is it not a full-blown war with... At Blind Press, that's a very good question. But the answer is longer than I wish to go into. Yeah. Yeah. The time of Mao would be great. They'd be off the world market. Oh. So,
In heated back and forth exchanges at a United Nations Security Council meeting, the opposing camp led by Venezuela and Russia, which has invested heavily in Venezuela's oil industry, accused Washington of attempting a coup, and lambasted Europeans' demand that elections be called within 8 days.
So, here's something interesting. The U.S. may be doing it to stop an influx of people from Venezuela. So, if journalists ever wanted to jump on Russia for something, it would be backing Maduro. But they'd rather sit there and focus on, no, Trump and Russia were colluding and 2 years ago, blah, blah, blah. Like, seriously? So I just found out that I have Bell's palsy, says Chadwick. Oh, fuck, dude. That's a really shitty diagnosis. Like, how advanced is it? Like, are you like, that's rough, dude. I am really sorry to hear that. That explains why half of my face has been numb for 6 days. Yeah. Yeah. That would be a good indicator. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I guess it's curable. They're putting me on a steroid, so we'll see. Well, you know what? I really hope. Oh, okay. So Gunfox says basically the very, very short answer, or the very, very dumbed down answer, is that China is not a failed state. Venezuela is a failed state, thus then cannot even support itself. Okay. Gotcha. And until it gets better, I'm on stroke watch. Fuck, man. That's rough. Well, I know this sounds kind of not helpful, but I mean, just try and keep your blood pressure down. I know, like, because you're on stroke watch, so I just, ugh, that's rough, dude. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm thinking of you.
Guaido, who took the helm of the National Assembly on January 5th, proclaimed himself interim president on Wednesday. The United States, Canada, and a string of Latin American countries recognized the young leader in quick succession. Maduro, who has led the oil-rich nation since 2013 and has the support of the armed forces, has refused to stand down.
So, we could be looking at a civil war in Venezuela.
But on Saturday, Guaido, 35, gained support from a key military official. Venezuela's defense attaché to Washington, Colonel Jose Luis Silva, told Reuters that he has broken with the Maduro government and recognized Guaido as interim president.
Voiceover. It is pronounced attaché. Okay? Okay.
Speaking at the UN meeting, called by the United States, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Maduro's socialist experiment had caused the economy to collapse and reduced ordinary Venezuelans to rooting through dumpsters for food.
Not wrong.
Now it is time for every other nation to pick a side. Either you stand with the forces of freedom, or you're in league with Maduro and his mayhem. Pompeo told the council, "We call on all members of the Security Council to support Venezuela's democratic transition and interim President Guaido's role."
Ooh,
You are currently...
that's a little bit reminiscent of George W.'s "if you're not with us, you're against us" speech, but technically it has been a civil war for some time, but at the very least civil unrest. Yeah, Gunfox, yeah. Guaido is the caretaker leader of Venezuela up until the elections. Yeah.
Pompeo also called on the international community to disconnect their financial systems from Maduro's government. Washington has signaled it was ready to step up economic measures to try to drive Maduro from power, but on Saturday Pompeo declined to elaborate on any such plans.
Well, of course, he's not going to give away the fucking... How are you going to cut off your ties with Venezuela? Tell us exactly your game plan. Fuck, are you serious? Idiots.
By overcoming opposition to holding the UN meeting on Saturday, Washington successfully put the global spotlight on Venezuela as a Security Council problem. However, any council action to address the crisis would be blocked by veto powers Russia and China, diplomats said. You are currently...
Of course they would. And that's very interesting. That Russia and China would block that. It's not surprising. But it's very interesting.
Britain, Germany, France and Spain all said on Saturday they would recognize Guaido if Maduro failed to call fresh elections within 8 days. An ultimatum Russia said was absurd and the Venezuelan foreign minister called childlike. You are currently...
How is it childlike? Your citizens are fucking dying and rooting through the garbage and eating their pets and zoo animals, and the rest of the world's like, okay, guys, this has been fun, but you're done now. You've got 8 days to step down and call some elections. Oh, that's childlike. No, we're not gonna. Yeah, really? You know what this reminds me of? Reminds me of those TV show episodes of series where the kids are like, "You guys don't understand what it's like to be a kid. We're gonna be the parents from now on." And everybody is like, okay, fine. And then everything goes to shit. And everyone's like, all right, now it's time to be the kids again. And they're like, no, fuck you. Like, just, negative 20 Celsius, says Pincalo. That's why it was stupidly cold. Maduro and Chavez have stolen so much money that they're in debt to Russia, Canada, and China. Yeah.
Europe is giving us 8 days? Where do you get that you have the power to establish a deadline or an ultimatum to a sovereign people? Venezuelan Foreign Minister Jorge Ariza told the Security Council.
Jorge, not Jorge.
Russia also said military intervention in Venezuela should be avoided at any cost, while Caracas reiterated that its offer of dialogue with President Donald Trump's government was still on the table despite his administration's 2-year campaign against Maduro.
Wait, so Russia says that military intervention shouldn't happen, right? I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to keep that quote in mind, because the next story that I'm going to read to you is very interesting. Look, from if Russia's going to take that stance.
If President Trump, like other presidents of the United States, is in search of war to show he can govern and to stimulate the economy, he won't get that war in Venezuela, Ariza told reporters later. You are correct.
Oh, really, people in glass houses.
Full support. Venezuela has sunk into turmoil under Maduro with food shortages and protests amid an economic and political crisis that has sparked mass emigration and inflation that is seen rising to 10 million% this year.
Jesus
You are currently
Christ.
on it. Maduro cruised to re-election last May. The opposition largely boycotted the vote after its senior leaders were blocked from taking part. Critics accused the government of vote buying. The domestic opposition, the United States and right-leaning Latin American governments declined to recognize the result of the ballot. Venezuelan opposition sympathizers had been urging Guaido to assume the presidency since Maduro was inaugurated for a second term on January 10. Hundreds of thousands took to the streets in Caracas earlier this week, calling on Maduro to step down. Guaido's declaration of himself as the interim president takes Venezuela into uncharted territory, with the possibility of the opposition running a parallel government recognized abroad as legitimate but without control over state functions. After the Security Council debate, Guaido sent a letter to Secretary General Antonio Guterres asking the United Nations for help addressing hunger, violence and the lack of medicines in his country. The United Nations did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the letter. Guaido celebrated the support of European countries and also asked them to send humanitarian aid to help relieve the economic crisis. We woke up today with nothing less than the full support of the European community, Guaido said at a small political event in a square in the capital Caracas. Several European countries have been in touch with us and are going to support the entry of humanitarian aid. We continue adding countries to this great effort, he said. The Maduro government has previously rejected such aid, denying there is a humanitarian crisis in the country and blaming economic problems on sanctions.
Oh, yeah, it's only the sanctions.
After Washington's declaration of support for Guaido, Maduro cut off diplomatic relations with the United States on Wednesday and gave U.S. diplomats 72 hours to leave the country.
Yes, he did.
Some U.S. embassy staff left Caracas on Friday, and Venezuela was withdrawing staff from Washington on Saturday, Venezuela's foreign ministry said in a statement. However, Maduro softened his demand that all U.S. embassy staff withdraw by Saturday. Instead, the two countries will seek an agreement to replace the embassies with interest offices in their respective capitals within 30 days, the statement said. If that fails, the missions would close. Additional reporting by Paul Day in Madrid and Angus Berwick in Caracas, Tom Miles in Geneva and Michelle Nichols in New York. Writing by Humira Pamuk, editing by Mary Milliken. Jonathan.
Okay, so it's just going through the writers of this. So things are not good in Venezuela. It's all the United States' fault, yeah. They had to change currency. The Bolivar got that weak, yeah. I hear the long pig is very good in Venezuela. It's to die for. Ooh. Ooh. Now it's the new Bolivar, which is they exchanged 1,000 old for one new. Jesus. And they still have 1,000,000% inflation. Yeah, and it's all the United States' fault. Okay, yeah. Yep. Fucking brilliant. Now, remember how Russia said that military intervention was not a good thing? Exclusive Kremlin-linked contractors help guard Maduro. Get this loaded up here. All right, here we go.
Moscow, Reuters. Private military contractors who do secret missions for Russia flew into Venezuela in the past few days to beef up security for President Nicolas Maduro in the face of U.S.-backed opposition protests, according to two people close to them.
According to two people close to them. How very vague. That doesn't even sound like credible. Like, come on, Reuters. Speaking of coffee, guys, you can kiss that goodbye over there. Way too expensive. Yeah. Their crude oil is shitty grade too, so they don't get top dollar for it. What is the sorcerers? What? What is it? Sorcerers or what is it? Sources familiar with the matter? No, it's according to two people close to them.
Expand image slide file photo. A third source close to the Russian contractors also told Reuters there was a contingent of them in Venezuela, but could not say when they arrived or what their role was. Russia, which has backed Maduro's socialist government to the tune of billions of dollars, this week promised to stand by him after opposition leader Juan Guaido declared himself president with Washington's endorsement.
So there shouldn't be any military intervention, but they've sent some military contractors to be helping his security forces. I'm a little confused here, Russia. Could you possibly explain? T's made up sources thing is getting silly. Yep.
It was the latest international crisis to split the global superpowers, with the United States and Europe backing Guaido, and Russia and China urging non-interference. You are correct.
Okay, but aren't you technically interfering too by bringing some military contractors into the country to protect a dictator? No military intervention unless it's Russian. Yeah. He sent bears. Well, that's not very nice to the bears. It's hot in Venezuela. How very rude.
21-point web type. Web user. It was the latest in Russia, which it was the latest international. Yevgeny Shabayev, leader of the local chapter of the paramilitary group of Cossacks with ties to Russian military contractors, said he had heard the number of Russian contractors in Venezuela may be about 400. But the other sources spoke of small groups. Russia's defense ministry and Venezuela's information ministry did not respond to requests for comment about the contractors, but Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, "We have no such information."
We have no. Yeah, of course they're gonna come. Yeah, they're really gonna be so forthcoming with. Oh yes, we have lots and lots of contractors in Venezuela. It's a very good operation. Yes, we have lots and lots. We have given them lots of vodka. They are in Venezuela right now. They are dying of the heat, but like seriously, they're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna fucking tell you. They're vacation bears. That's a tricky one. Let's see. That's a tricky one. If Russia is an ally and they don't ask for help from the UN, it's kind of an invasion if they go in. Or if the UN go in. Also, I triggered a lot of people on the left the other day telling them that the US does not have to take in illegals. Richo, I think that that Guaido is asking for help from the UN Security Council, and so he is asking for help. But I don't know if that counts, because if the government is not this is a really tricky situation. You're right.
Sponsored. You are currently a third party. The contractors are associated with the so-called Wagner Group, whose members, mostly ex-service personnel, fought clandestinely in support of Russian forces in Syria and Ukraine, according to Reuters interviews with dozens of contractors, their friends and relatives. You are a person believed to work for the Wagner Group did not respond to a message asking for information.
Then why did you put in that sentence? There's no a person believed to have been working for the Wagner Group did not respond for comment. What a useless sentence.
Citing contacts in a Russian state security structure, Shabayev said the contingent flew to Venezuela at the start of this week, a day or two before opposition protests started. Heading level 3, Cuba connection? He said that heading level 3, Cuba connection. He said they set off in 2 chartered aircraft for Havana, Cuba, from where they transferred onto regular commercial flights to Venezuela. The Cuban government, a close ally of Venezuela's ruling socialists for the last 2 decades, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The contractor's task in Venezuela was to protect Maduro from any attempt by opposition sympathizers and his own security forces to detain him. Shabayev said, "You are currently."
Okay, so before the protests even happened, Maduro must have asked Russia for some help. So they sent some contractors down to make sure there are no sympathizers in Maduro's security forces that could detain him. Well, what are they going to do to any sympathizers that they find? Like, seriously, what the fuck is going on here? Blind press. China or Russia will not do anything. They won't risk nuclear war over Venezuela. It's not tactically sound. Well, then why are they fucking around with Maduro in the first place? But they will still not do a damn thing.
Our people are there directly for his protection, he said.
They're there for his protection, but then why are they looking for sympathizers? I don't.
Venezuelan authorities said they had put down an attempted revolt on Monday by rogue military officers about a kilometer from the presidential palace in Caracas.
They had put down a revolt. I love the language. I love the language. And everyone's just like, oh yeah, we're just reporting this. Like, I love the fucking language. This is very interestingly worded stuff. But for the US, there's really no reason to get into a civil pissing match. No, I don't understand why the world is involving themselves. I don't get it.
Maduro, the 56-year-old successor to Hugo Chavez, only takes to the streets in carefully controlled situations, since crowds have barracked him in the past. You
need barricaded voiceover?
One of the two anonymous Russian sources, who is close to the Wagner Group and fought in foreign conflicts where it was active, said the contractors first arrived in advance of the May 2018 presidential election, but another group arrived recently. Asked if the deployment was linked to protecting Maduro, the source said, it's directly connected. The contractors flew to Venezuela not from Moscow but from third countries where they were conducting missions, he added.
Interesting.
The third source, who is close to the private military contractors, said there was a contingent in Venezuela but he could not provide further details. They did not arrive in a big crowd, he said. Publicly available flight tracking data has shown a number of Russian government aircraft landing in or near Venezuela over past weeks, though there was no evidence the flights were connected to military contractors. A Russian Ilyushin 96 flew into Havana late on Wednesday after starting its journey in Moscow and flying via Senegal and Paraguay, the data showed.
So they're taking really long-winded ways of getting to Venezuela. Very interesting. Yeah, put down a revolt, i.e. put bullets in the heads of civilians who are asking what the hell our government is doing. Yeah, I know, Pinkala. Exactly, Pinkala. They are using Venezuela to wave in the face of the U.S. that they have commies in their backyard. Yeah. Holy frig, I can't stop yawning. All right, let's move on to other stories here. Disabled pupil fights at High Court for full school inclusion. Now, I wonder what this is about. This is a British story. We should not do anything. This is nothing but a what? Protesters with banners outside the High Court. Where's the story here? So this is from January 24th. Come on. There we go. All right, here we go.
Inclusive education activists were at the High Court in London this week to support a disabled pupil in her legal fight to secure full participation in all aspects of life at her mainstream school.
Now, what do they mean by full inclusion in all like a full participation in all, like, what are they looking for here?
Link. The Alliance for Inclusive Education, ALLFIE, Black on White, is one of the organizations supporting Anna's star mother in her claim that their local authority is failing to ensure that her daughter has the support she needs at school.
Okay.
She approached ALLFIE last summer for support with their court case. Anna's school had been facing problems recruiting qualified teaching assistants with the necessary experience in using Braille. You are
Okay, so why are they not linking up with the Royal National Institute for the Blind? Why is the RNIB not involved? That's my first question.
As a result, Anna, who has a significant visual impairment, had not been able to take part in the curriculum on a par with her non-disabled classmates. You are
Okay, again, why is the RNIB not involved helping the school find qualified teachers? Why is the mother not going to the RNIB and asking for Braille intervention at home for her daughter? Yeah, guess what, people? I may be Canadian, but I know about the resources in Britain. I know some blind British people. I know what's available there. Why is the mom not doing anything at home to help her daughter learn to read?
Their local authority had given individual schools responsibility for recruiting and employing teaching assistants for their disabled pupils, but this meant there was no central pool of assistants available for disabled pupils.
Again, why has nobody contacted the RNIB and gone, hey, do you guys know of any resources that my local school can use? Or do you have any Braille intervention specialists? They're Braille specialists? But no.
Anna's lawyers were set to argue this week that this meant that the local authority, which cannot be named, has been breaching the Equality Act's public sector equality duty, the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, and the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, UNCRPD. You are
okay, but this is all true, okay? But what has the mom been doing? Like, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, my school's not. Yes, the school has a duty to make sure that the stuff is provided in Braille. Lazy parents, says Scotsman. Yeah. I don't understand why the mother hasn't contacted the RNIB on behalf of the school and on behalf of her daughter. Like, all you need to do is call them and then call the school and be like, hey, I spoke to the RNIB and here are some resources that they have provided me. Here's a list of people that you can contact. And then if the school still doesn't do that, then you go and you get like activism involved. But from this story, it really doesn't seem like the mother has done any of that. It seems like she's just like, oh, the school's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm just gonna like sue them. Well, have you taken any steps to work with the school first? Or are you just expecting the school to know what to do? Because as this article says, it's a mainstream school. It's a public school. It's not for the blind. So it is on the parents of the blind student and the blind student themselves, in fact, to educate the educators as to how they can help you.
As the law stands, there is a general presumption that disabled pupils will be educated in a mainstream school, but there is no guidance on how local authorities should arrange special educational needs and disability, SEND, provision for disabled pupils who have education, health and care plans. You are currently...
So that's a shortcoming in the law. And that's the UK for you, a bunch of useless idiots. But I don't get it.
The case was link mentioned in the House of Lords on Tuesday by the disabled Labour peer and former Education Secretary Lord David Blunkett, who said that disabled young people like Anna were desperately struggling because of a lack of support. You are currently
Okay, but okay, so if your child was sighted and they had a reading problem, would it not also be your duty to work with them at home and find resources for them, like extra, like reading tutors and all this crap? Like, why is it the school's job, only the school's job? Because I'm not saying that it's not the school's job to provide material in Braille for this girl. Okay, I'm not saying it's not the school's job to hire qualified Braille instructors to teach her how to read and write in Braille properly. Okay, I'm not saying that that's not the job, not, part of the school's job, but it is also part of the parents' job. I mean, parents are expected to teach their sighted kids how to read and write. Why the fuck is it a blind person's parents not expected to learn Braille themselves? Or if they can't learn Braille, find the resources to bring in a Braille instructor into the home so that they have that backup for school or even before school. The UK gets worse every day, says Scotsman. Sounds like a parent who doesn't want to do any work, says RVA, but wants everything given to them. Yep. This is why the UK, Canada, and the US need to become, or an AUS needs to become territories of the US. Scotland is part of the UK. Yep. Might as well take Ireland too.
The Junior Education Minister Lord Agnew told him that spending plans beyond 2019 to 2020 would be set at the next spending review.
Wait.
The Junior Education Minister Lord Agnew told him that spending...
Is that person's name Lord Agnew? Is that person's last name Agnew? Hold on. I need to find something out. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's the person's name is actually Lord Agnew. That's fucking brilliant. That is fucking awesome. Oh my god, that is awesome. If anyone knows Futurama, you'll know why this is amazing to me. You guys fix your shit, then we'll talk. Yes, Lord Agnew.
The Junior Education Minister Lord Agnew told him that spending plans beyond 2019 to 2020 would be set at the next spending review, and that the government was committed to securing the right deal for education, including for those children and young people with special educational needs. ALLFIE says there is no requirement for local authorities to arrange their SEND provision in a way that maximizes the participation of disabled pupils in all aspects of school life, or to maximize parental choice in finding a mainstream school for their disabled child.
Okay, but the way that this activist group is saying is putting it, it's like they're saying that she's being locked in a corner and it's like, no, you stupid blind girl, you can't participate. But like, they're just, why is nobody contacting the RNIB? Why is it that a Canadian is sitting here pointing out the obvious and nobody's like, Everyone's like, I don't know what to do. We need to go to the Supreme Court and argue this case. Fuck. Why? Why is this so fucking hard?
It wants the High Court to provide guidance on how local authorities can comply with their duties free from disability-related discrimination under the Equality Act, the UNCRPD, and the ECHR.
Okay, that's fine.
The UN's Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities was highly critical of the UK government's report on inclusive education when it published its concluding observations on the progress the UK had made in implementing the UNCRPD in August 2017. The committee was highly critical of the UK government's approach and the persistence of a dual education system that segregates increasing numbers of disabled children in special schools.
Yeah, the UK does have a really big problem with its disability inclusion and its perception of disability. I remember being on the phone talking to like on FaceTime talking to a couple of blind people, British people, and I also read a lot of I see a lot of blind people in Britain on Twitter tweeting, and I've actually heard a lot of people, oh, where's your carer? Where's your like? Because everybody who's disabled there, I guess, is told they need a carer or like a caregiver. It's there, like the perception of disability is very different over in the UK. Because in Canada, much like the US, you are required to use your brain. In the UK, they want mindless, brainless drones. People are stupid, that is why.
It called instead for a coherent strategy on increasing and improving inclusive education, which would include raising awareness of and support for inclusive education among parents of disabled children. Simone Astis, pictured with a megaphone outside the High Court, ALLFIE's Policy and Campaigns Coordinator, told Disability News Service outside the Royal Courts of Justice yesterday, Wednesday, there are some local authorities and schools that do a very good job, and some will not. You are.
See, and that's a good on her for saying that there are some local authorities and schools that do a good job. That is the mark of an actual advocate and activist who will admit that there are some places that are doing it right.
What we are looking for here is guidance that makes it quite clear that whatever model is used by the local authority, it has to maximize disabled children's rights to access the whole curriculum and extracurricular activities as well.
Voiceover, it's pronounced maximize. Maximize. Oh, all right. Now, let's see here.
She said earlier, the problem about the presumption of mainstream education is that even though disabled pupils have the right to be included in mainstream school, there is nothing in law that guides local authorities and schools on arranging SEND provision that enables them to participate in mainstream education on a par with their non-disabled peers.
And that is what needs to be changed. And I totally agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
The legal challenge comes after the UNCRPD committee found that the UK has systematically violated disabled pupils' human right to mainstream education, as set out in UNCRPD Article 24. The committee recognizes the fundamental role of SEND provision in promoting disabled pupils' human right to mainstream education without discrimination. She added, this is a very important case because for too many disabled pupils, failure in mainstream schools arises when local authorities do not arrange SEND provision in a timely manner and in a way that guarantees high-quality support to enable disabled pupils to follow the entire school curriculum at all times, i.e. without any gaps.
Voiceover, why can't you pronounce things properly? It's pronounced arises, not arises. Gunfox says one of these days voiceover will say, "Oh, it's okay. Oh, you say it this way," and it would be awesome to see your face when it happens. Yeah, they keep up with the AI. It just might.
This leaves disabled pupils being treated in a discriminatory way, as they are denied full participation in the school curriculum and all aspects of school life because they are disabled and require assistance. You are correct.
Yeah, that's true.
We therefore want the court to issue guidance and rule that leaving disabled pupils without appropriate assistance to engage in mainstream education is disability discrimination and a breach of disabled pupils' human rights. Star not her real name. A note from the editor.
Oh, Star is not her real name. Okay. But so yeah, this is I agree that the laws, need to be rewritten. But I'm very upset by the lack of like they were so quick to go to the courts, but not quick to go to, the Royal National Institute for the Blind, get some help that way. Although the thought of AI is scary due to how people will treat it, and it will learn from that way, and it will be death to us all. Not wrong. Oh, hello, Green Badger Outdoors. All the simple joys of shoveling snow. Yeah. You can keep the snow to yourself, says Gunfox. Yeah, it's gross and cold and yeah. Blech. All right. Now, let's get to the last story that I actually have. This one was sent from Pinkalo. Star Trek Discovery's Star says she's happy that Star Trek is remaining so close to canon. I'd like to know where it's staying true to canon. Because I don't, I just, yeah, I don't buy it. Come on. God damn. Stupid thing. Okay. Here we go.
You are currently on a text element. Two familiar faces are returning to the Star Trek universe on Link Discovery. But they are going to be played by entirely different actors. Captain James T. Kirk's predecessor Christopher Pike, Anson Mount, and a younger, hipper Spock, Ethan Peck, appear in the show's second season.
A younger, hipper Spock. Spock is not hip, you fuck. Star Trek left canon at the end of Next Generation. I wouldn't go that far.
We love that. Series star. Link. Sonequa Martin Green. You are currently on a link.
Shaniqua Martin Green.
Who plays Commander Michael Burnham, tells the Sun I love that my character is a part of that family. Spock, Sarah, Amanda, Grayson. You are currently on.
Yeah, because, up until now, Spock was just ashamed of his, black half-human sister, or human foster sister, so he just never mentioned. Like, what? What? Shaniqua, have you ever watched Star Trek before you became part of the Star Trek, as you call it, family?
Dash. They're an institution in the Star Trek canon. I love that I have a place there. You are currently...
Spock, Sarek, and Amanda are an institution in the Star Trek.
Michael Burnham is Spock's foster sister, and she goes on a mission to find him in season 2 of the Toronto Shot series, which blasted off earlier this month on Space and Crave with the premiere episode that saw Pike commandeering the Discovery. You are currently on a text element. Inside we love frame. We love frame. We love that some of the characters will be perhaps a little more familiar to Trekkers and Trekkies. Martin Green.
Trekkers and Trekkies. Trekkers and Trekkies. Exactly. Exactly, Gunfox. She didn't have a sister until fucking Star Trek Discovery came along, and then they went, "Oh, let's make Spock have a human sister." Because, you know, that was necessary somehow. Welcome to 2019. Where the law is made up and canon doesn't matter. Where the lore is made up and canon doesn't matter. Yeah.
Frame. Since the end of the original Gene Roddenberry created series in 1969, Star Trek has had a new life in film and television. Discovery, which is set 10 years before the adventures of William Shatner's Kirk and Leonard Nimoy's half-human/half Vulcan on twos. The original series introduces new characters to the Star Trek canon.
No, it doesn't. It just makes up people and shoves them into space and calls it Star Trek. Fuck off. Fuck off, you fucking, oh my god. This is not Star Trek. This is not fucking Star Trek. As far as I'm concerned, Spock had one fucking brother, and he was insane, and he thought he was looking for God in that abortive movie called The Final Frontier. I haven't watched STD. I've heard bad things about it. Well, welcome to the stream where you're going to hear more bad things. Oh, for the love of all that is unholy, why, God, why does the left have to destroy good shows? Because they don't like it when people are happy. That's why. Because happiness to them is fucking just... They're... To use their own analogies against them, since the left is so obsessed with Harry Potter, the left is just a giant swarm of dementors just floating along, sucking on all the happiness and joy in the world and sucking everything out of everyone's soul.
FSK_frame_splitbox. Frame alt Discovery also on the horizon. A standalone series revisiting Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard. A possible spin-off centered on Michelle Yeoh's Discovery. Your character Philippa Georgiou. And an R-rated feature film from Quentin Tarantino. I love that's where I've been placed in this ongoing story. Martin Green says. You are currently on one of the coldest days Toronto has experienced this winter. Martin Green, who rose to prominence as Sasha on The Walking Dead, spoke about the legacy of Star Trek and what she hopes to see if she ever makes it into space. You are currently on a text...
If she ever makes it into space? Does she actually think she's going to get to go to space, or does she mean about in the show? Like, does she actually think she's going to get to go to space?
What's it like to be part of this new extension of the Star Trek universe? Discovery came along. It's the first Star Trek show since Enterprise ended in 2005 and kicked things in a new direction. You are
It didn't kick things in a new direction. It threw the fucking cannon down the stairs and lit it on fire and said, fuck you to the fans. That's what it did. Or worse, she thinks it's filmed in space. Nice one, Pincalo.
That's definitely what we were trying to do. Exactly what you just said. We wanted to kick it to people in a new way. We wanted to bring this legacy to a new generation of people. Pun intended. But it's been a difficult balance. We have to be brand new, yet familiar. That's a tricky place to be. It's almost like walking a tightrope. We wanted to establish our own identity and we wanted to explore new things. Today's society is different and each iteration of Star Trek has always mirrored the society that it's in. Now, things are very different, especially in this Trump era, and we have to reflect that. But at the same time, we have to have this connection to the canon. So it's this balance of establishing our own identity and making those hardcore Trekkers and Trekkies proud. It's about
Stop saying Trekkers and Trekkies! Pick one! You don't even know what to call your fan base. I've watched the first season of STD, and I can say with absolute certainty, it is not Star Trek. It doesn't look or feel like Star Trek. No, it doesn't. But seriously, bitch, you don't even know what to call your fan base? Fuck off. Fuck off. Most people say Trekkie. There are some people that say Trekker. Not very many, but there are. But nobody says them both. Nobody says Trekkies and Trekkers. Nobody. I know this is a thing, this is a weird thing to get hung up on, but she keeps saying it. LOL, I guess the bottles of wine will flow after this one. It has characters from Star Trek, but no, I can't handle the new series. No. Oh, trigger, everyone take a drink. Because Orange Man bad. Yeah, I know, right? Gotta throw in the Trump era. R.I.P. to your wine cellar. Hi, Johnny Hellcat. It felt like Star Trek the way Andromeda felt like Star Trek. This news story will drive BP to drink. Yeah.
Star Trek has also been a show that's challenged conventions. What's it like to be part of this storytelling narrative that pushes those boundaries?
Okay, but you're not pushing boundaries. You're caving to them. Oh yeah, everyone needs social justice in Star Trek. An actual real Star Trek show would be challenging these things.
Play.
Shut up.
You know, it's absolutely necessary that we challenge the norm, that we don't conform to European standards of beauty and that we don't conform to closed-minded thinking and those paradigms we should leave in the past. We're thrilled and honored to do that, episode by episode, each storyline at a time. And I do...
What?
Pause.
We don't want to conform to European standards of beauty? The people that say Trekker are the people that sit in... or that wear helmets and sit in wheelchairs with drool coming down their face. Yeah. But seriously, conform to European standards of beauty and what did she say?
You know, it's absolutely necessary that we challenge the norm, that we don't conform to European standards of beauty and that we don't conform to closed-minded thinking and those paradigms we should leave in the past.
Those paradigms we should leave in the past. What close-minded thinking has Star Trek ever shown? You know, someone at CBS Paramount should be reading this interview and should fire her because she doesn't know dick about her fan base or her series. Regardless of whether you've got the new one or the old one, she doesn't know shit about Star Trek. Who wrote this? This is from the Toronto Sun. And they're interviewing the one of the lead actresses who plays Michael Burnham she plays Commander Burnham. Social justice infects everything like a bad virus. Yup. The Orville is closer to canon than STD ever wanted to be. I really should watch The Orville, Straight Cis Male. I really should. For years, they let the blind guy drive the ship and was the chief engineer. Yes! They had a fucking blind chief engineer in the 90s. Okay? They did an episode about fucking about gender, like about being basically transgender and LGBT rights in the 90s. They had a fucking black captain and commander of a space station in the 90s, fucking Cisco. They had a black woman on the bridge in the 60s. But you know, now they're going past closed-minded thinking. Just now. What? I don't. Oh my God. This woman needs to be fired. She should not be playing anything to do with Star Trek. She doesn't know anything about Star Trek. She doesn't know anything about the fans. Nothing.
In the first season, Michael Burnham had a fall from grace and she had to build herself back up. This second season is going in a completely new direction. How have things changed for her? You are.
Because, of course, it's going in a whole new direction because everyone's like, this sucks.
It's been quite a journey. Michael started on top of the world and then lost it all. Throughout season 1, she had to climb and claw her way back up. What was most important to me in season 1 was this idea of redemption. Having to struggle for that and fight for that was a big part of my journey as Michael Burnham during season 1. I was reinstated at the end of season 1. So there was this professional absolution and there were some restoration to some of the relationships as well. Now, in season 2, we're excited because we go places that we just weren't able to go last season.
Well, yeah, you're not being bound by canon, so you can go anywhere the fuck you want. You don't care. Star Trek had the first interracial kiss on television. Yes, it did.
Sonequa Martin Green as Michael Burnham in a scene Sonequa Martin Green as Michael Burnham in a scene from season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. Then Mark Halsberg /CBS Fit DSE Sonequa Martin Green and Sonic Hipster Spock as Stephen Colbert referred to him, and Christopher Pike are two iconic Star Trek characters and they both appear this season. I love that they show up because we always have that deep connection to the canon. Also, being 10 years prior to TOS, it helps strengthen that connection as well. So I love that we're getting to see these pillars in the Star Trek lore. Other than that, I will say things are deeper and also brighter in season 2. You are currently
deeper and also brighter. I'm confused. I'm very confused. How can things be deeper and brighter? God damn.
Anson Mount as Captain Pike in a scene from Star Trek Discovery DSE. Anson Mount as Anson. You mentioned the canon. How do the writers, how do you yourself, keep all these timelines straight and make sure it all syncs with what's to come in the movie and TV show timelines?
You don't, because you don't give a fuck.
I have to credit our amazing writers for keeping all of that stuff straight. We have a group of people who are diehard fans and they love this franchise. They grew up with this and it's important to them. We have a start.
Then why are you ruining it for us? Okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I can't do this anymore. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't care about the fans. You don't want this to stick to canon. Here's how you know STD is not canon or related to the true Star Trek. All this is about her story, not anything to do with the Federation. Not anything to do with the crew. Yeah. Rage level nuclear. Yes. This is fucking ridiculous. Fuck. Except now I have no more news stories, and I wanted to go till noon today, so I don't know what the fuck to do. I've only got, it's 20 after 11, and I wanted to go for a full 2 hours today, but I don't have anything else to fucking talk about. Check Discord. I got stuff from, hold on, let me go check Discord. What's here? News for the coffee stream. White and male, it just got tougher to become a fireman. Oh, fuck off. I'm going to send this to myself on Twitter because my Discord app on my computer is still being a douchebag. So let's just. Copy that. And go here. Here we go. Paste. Send. All right, let's get into Twitter here on the computer. I will try to go all the way to noon, guys, but I'm not sure if I will be able to. Let's see here. Oh, man. Yeah, guys, my back is still really fucking killing me. This chair is helping me, though. I like this. This chair is really good for my back, but I didn't take any Robaxacet before I did my stream, and that was a bad idea. I should have done that. Oh, you know what would help? If I went and looked back at chat. There we go. Don't worry, I'll try to get BP to noon. Oh, God. See, Gun Fox, that's how it's done. Oh, fuck. Yes, Pink Hollow. That's how it's done. Okay. Let's see why white male firefighters are bad. Come on, load, you stupid thing. There we go. Fire services accused of discrimination amid claims it has made entry tests harder for white men to pass than women and ethnic minorities. All right, then. This is from the Daily Mail. So this would be from the UK. Of course. Right, here we go.
Down the years, many a little boy has dreamed of being a fireman when he grows up. Now, it seems, for some of them achieving that goal has become a bit harder. The fire service has been accused of discrimination after it was claimed that white men have to score higher in recruitment tests than women and people from ethnic minorities. When applying for a role at West Midlands Fire Service, they have to score 70% in a verbal and numerical reasoning test to get through to the next round. You are
interesting.
A fire service has been accused of discrimination after it was claimed that white men have to score higher in recruitment tests than women and people from ethnic minorities. Stock image +2. Link. The fire service has been accused of discriminating, but women and people from Black, Asian, and other minority ethnic groups need only 60%.
Oh, really? So everybody else can get 60, but the white man has to get 70%? White man, anything is bad. Yeah, that's true.
Advertising. Frame. Bosses are also spending 2,500 British pounds a month on Facebook adverts targeted specifically at women, a whistleblower has claimed.
Wow.
The source, who did not want to be named, said the recruitment program, introduced in late 2017, cost 100,000 British pounds a year. This directly discriminates against white men, he said. Not only are they discriminating against large parts of my community, but they are also using huge amounts of public money to do so. You are currently on it.
That's bigotry of low expectations. Yeah, I know, right?
Heading level 2, related article.
And that's the end of the article, but seriously, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Like, yes, white man, you have to get 70% on this test. Oh, everyone else needs 60. Well, why is that? Well, because you're white. Like, what? Did your donation go through? Uh-oh, did my phone not tell me? Let me check my PayPal, and if I have a extra donation, I will jump over to Streamlabs and check that real quick, so that your message will get read. Let me check my Streamlabs. PayPal might be being stupid, so because my PayPal hasn't gone off, but I will check the Streamlabs very quickly and see. Hopefully I put the link in properly. It should be streamlabs.com/blindpress. Do. Go faster. Oh, one donation. Yep. $5 from Johnny Hellcat. Here, have some dollary dues. Thank you very much, Johnny Hellcat, for the $5 donation. Sorry that PayPal did not tell me that it happened. I really wish Streamlabs OBS made a Mac version. It's kind of annoying that they didn't. I'm surprised you don't have a set of earbuds for your phone and ones for the computer. Actually, I do usually use my Bluetooth. I typed it in manually. Yeah, it came in. Okay, that should last you until noon. I don't care about the color of the skin of the first responder. What I care about is, can they do their job? Yes. Exactly. I have over ears for my computer, and my Bluetooth is charging right now. I usually have my Bluetooth headset on for my phone, but my Bluetooth is charging at the moment. So, I'm gonna. Oops. Here we go. Let's see here. So yeah, I tried to reinstall Discord and it's still not working. So what I have to do is go to the actual Discord website and there's a button that says open Discord. And for some reason that works. But 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 if I go to do the if I go to my Discord on my desktop, like the application on my desktop to open it, it will not work. I don't know why. But hey. What? Missouri school ponders white-only racism workshop? What? Okay. This is from yesterday. Okay. Okay, here we go.
A Missouri school is considering a segregated safe space for white students to talk about their racism and white privilege.
What? Oh my god. So basically it's a giant guilt wallow. I looked into the Streamlabs OBS thing for Mac this morning. There are a lot of people begging for it as of January 7th. So I would imagine that it would be input soon. I hope so. No, that's not racist, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Link. Vincent Fluellen, Chief Diversity Officer at Webster University in St. Louis, has plans for a new link program based off a link book title with link title Witnessing Whiteness, the Need to Talk About Race and How to Do It. The local Young Women Christian Association, YWCA, began the Witnessing Whiteness link program, which requires participants to be white. If brought to Webster University, the workshop would launch in late 2019.
So this is supposed to be a group of white people getting together and self-flagellating over their racism and privilege. I hate weak coffee, making Cuban coffee now. Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. It should be charged by now. It's been like 4 hours. True. Oh, Data Wasteland, you're so lucky. I would love a cup of Cuban coffee. Oh, so tasty. Oh.
White people would not be as forthcoming if they were in a mixed group. York.
Wait, so they want white people to admit to being more racist. So they're going to get only white people together in hopes that they will sit there and go, "Yeah, I hate them. Damn." I'm not going to say it cuz I'm not an ass. Like, really? They want people to come together to admit they're wrong, think? Holy fuck. This is insane.
Tweet this. Clickable. I have not had an opportunity to fully explore the possibility. Should we move to bring the program onto campus? It would not be before August of this year, Fluellen said, according to Webster University student newspaper. Link. The Webster Journal. Period. Link. Related.
So this is that's the end of that article. So he hasn't made the decision yet, but the fact that it's actually being thought about is just ridiculous. I don't. Wow. You may as well call it the Self-Flagellation Society. Like, seriously. Oh, he already brought one of these programs to Washington University in St. Louis. He spoke about the program. Okay, I'm just gonna let this because I thought this was the end.
Fluellen most recently brought a Witnessing Whiteness program to Washington University in St. Louis. He spoke about the program during a 2018 interview with NBC and said that he wants white people to stop calling the police on black people just because they're gathering in a park. Additionally, he told NBC that he hopes white people who participate will find their voice and are able to speak to according to the YWCA chapters on black people just because they're gathering in a park. Additionally, he told NBC that he hopes white people who participate will find their voice and are able to speak to, call out and stand up against racism. You are currently on a text element.
So just talk about how you hate SJWs instead. Confess your original sin, white devil. Oh my God, this is just awful. Okay, get this.
According to the YWCA chapter's racial justice director Mary Ferguson, there are currently 16 Witnessing Whiteness groups that meet regularly and approximately a dozen more that could begin meeting this year. Ferguson also formerly served as an adjunct professor at Webster University from 1997 to 2009.
The YWCA has a racism justice director? Okay. So there are 16 self-flagellation societies, and 12 more could start this year. Sounds awesome. Sounds amazing. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm white and I'm a bad person because I'm white. Fuck off. Just fuck off with that crap. Come on. What? Tom Brokaw apologizes for Meet the Press Brown grandbaby? What? Okay, here. This is from yesterday as well. All right, here we go.
Link. NBC News. Personality. Link. Tom Brokaw, who has returned to regular on-air commentary after a brush with Me Too issues, has run into more controversy over thoughts about link. Immigration. He shared on link. Meet the Press. Period. Link. Related. Link. Advertise. Appearing as a panelist on the show. See video via Twitter below. Brokaw appearing as a panelist on the show. See video via Twitter below. Brokaw said when he pushes Americans on the subject of immigration, they say, well, I don't know whether I want brown grandbabies. That's also a part of it. The intermarriage that's going on in the cultures that are conflicting with each other. I also happen to believe that the Hispanics should work harder at assimilation. You know, they ought not to be just codified in their communities but make sure that all their kids are learning to speak English and that they feel comfortable in the communities. And that's going to take outreach on both sides, frankly. You are...
Okay, so he's speaking anecdotally. Is Tom pressing the meat again? He's speaking anecdotally, first of all, and second of all, he didn't say those damn spics need to learn English. He said, you know, they need to work harder at becoming, you know, part of the American culture, and they need to not only just be codified in their communities, but they need to make sure that their kids can, you know, speak the language of the country in which they live. And you know, this is going to take outreach on both, you know, the Spanish community side and our side. What's wrong with that? Oh wait, because he was speaking anecdotally, and somebody said, I'm not sure I want brown grandbabies, which, you know, that's a little racist, but that doesn't mean he said it.
Advertisement. After the startling take started to ricochet around Twitter, fueled, of course, by right-wing bloggers and activists, but also by stupefied Brokaw partisans on the left, the NBC legend responded via Twitter. You are currently on the first element. Inside of
so
web content.
The right wing fueled this? Are you sure it wasn't people in the center and who are slightly right-leaning? We're like, yeah, that makes sense. Do you really think it was the alt-right going, ha ha ha, Tom Brokaw's on our side? Or do you think it was the center and the slightly on the right people going, yeah, not wrong? You disingenuous fucks.
I feel terrible. A part of my comments on Hispanics offended some members of that crowd culture. Brokaw tweeted in the first of a multi-part apology. In addition to highlighting his work over the decades on immigration coverage, he emphasized the end of his Meet the Press remarks, which called for both sides to work on assimilation.
Yeah, they did.
It took Brokaw no fewer than 10 tweets. See the full sequence below. To express himself, he started out defensive and then repeatedly apologized, blaming his Twitter account for failing him at the worst time, coining an instant catchphrase. He confessed, "My tweet portal is whack," to which Daily Show co-creator Liz Winstead suggested, "Maybe you should learn to assimilate better on Twitter." You are, I think, terrible. It took Brokaw no fewer than 10 tweets. Yamish Alcindor, during the same panel segment, followed Brokaw's remarks not with a direct reproach but her concern that speaking English remains the measure of assimilation. We also need to adjust what we think of as America, she said. You're talking about assimilation. I grew up in Miami, where people speak Spanish, but their kids speak English. And the idea that we think Americans can only speak English, as if Spanish and other languages wasn't always part of America, is, in some ways, troubling. You are...
Okay, but if you're going to rely on your kids for translation, isn't that like... He's not saying that people in America don't speak Spanish. He's saying that they should have the ability to speak English. I'm actively looking for new gems on Twitter. I would have 10 news stories per day set up. Yeah, I think that's a good number. Good number there, Gunfox. That is a good number, Gunfox.
Last spring, 2 women who worked with Brokaw in the 1990s. Link. Accused. The former anchor of sexual misconduct. When contacted for comment, a Meet the Press rep referred deadline to Brokaw's tweeted apology. You are currently... Here is the video, followed by Brokaw's multi-tweet follow-up to his on-air remarks.
I'm not going to play the video just because I don't want to get fucking hit. So, That's what we went through last night, and our 2-hour stream was about 10 stories, and I don't think it was too bad. Did we go for 2 hours, honey, or did we go for an hour and a half? Hi, Costin. So, I am going to go back over here. I'll grab maybe 1 or 2, depending on how long it takes me to read the next story. We'll do 1 or 2 more, and then we'll go to chat because it's already 11:40. So here I was all worried about dead air, and thanks to Gunfox, and I think somebody else sent me something on Twitter. We've got for 45 minutes, we cut into the minions a little bit. Okay. Hour and a half, roughly, if I remember. Yeah. So yeah, we'll do, I'll grab another story, and if depending on how long it takes us to read that one, we'll do another one, and then we'll do chat time. So let's see here. Let's see. Screen time may harm toddlers. Let's see what this one says. Tonga likes dead air. Ha ha ha. Oh, see you later, Chadwick. Take care of yourself, all right? All right. Okay, here we go.
Letting a toddler spend lots of time using screens may delay their development of skills such as language and sociability, according to a large Canadian study. The research, which tracked nearly 2,500 two-year-olds, is the latest piece of evidence in the debate about how much screen time is safe for kids. In Canada and the US, experts say children should not use screens before they are at least 18 months old.
Now, when they say use screens, do they just mean tablets and phones? Do they mean...
But, link, UK guidelines set no such limit. The Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health says there is not enough evidence, even when you include this new study, for a direct toxic effect. List 4 items. Black square. Bullet 1 of 4. Link. Why did child screen advice not go further? Black link. UK could ban social media over suicide images. Black link. End of link. Heading level 2. What did the new research find? Monks were surveyed between 2011 and 2016 about screen use and filled out questionnaires about their child's skills and development at ages 2, 3, and 5. Screen time included watching TV programs, films or videos, gaming, and using a computer, tablet, phone, or any other screen-based device.
Okay.
At the age of 2, the children were clocking up around 17 hours of screen time per week. You are currently...
Okay, so 17 hours of screen time a week. That is... There's 7 days in a week. So that's probably... about an hour and a half a day, I think. 17. Let's do a quick calculation here. 17 divided by 7 2.24 hours a day. Yeah, that's and see, and I will say I am guilty of putting Alex and Logan in front of the TV. I'm working on cutting back their TV time. Alex used to have a tablet, but it doesn't charge properly. Just around 2 hours a day, yeah. 2.5 hours. Let's see. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll fully admit that I'm working on cutting back the kids' TV time. Alex used to have a tablet. It stopped charging properly, and we didn't get him. We didn't replace it, and I don't let him use my iPad. So it's just the TV right now. But we do try. I am trying to cut it back because it was getting kind of silly. Well, not kind of silly, a lot silly.
This increased to around 25 hours a week by the age of 3, but dropped to around 11 hours a week at the age of 5, when the children started primary school.
Okay.
The findings.
25 hours. I wonder why it went up so high when they got up to 3. That's an interesting.
Link. The findings. Link. Published in the JAMA Pediatrics. Suggest increased viewing begins before any delay in development can be seen, rather than children with poor developmental performance then going on to have more screen time.
Okay.
But it is not clear whether screen time, including how much or what type, is directly to blame. Screen use might just go hand in hand with other things linked to delayed development, such as upbringing and how a child's remaining leisure time is spent. You are heading level 2. What do the researchers think? When young children are observing screens, they may be missing important opportunities to practice and master other important skills. In theory, it could get in the way of social interactions and may limit how much time young children spend running, climbing, and practicing other physical skills, although they may still eventually catch up.
See, and that, because my kids don't just sit there, they do sit and watch TV, but they are also most of the time running around the living room with it as background noise, and they just randomly stop to listen, to look at the screen. So it's a preschool learning tool. See, what I try to do when I'm watching TV with the kids is, yeah, I will put TV on if I'm trying to clean up, in the kitchen or something, and I can't, entertain them. But if I'm watching TV with the kids, I will sit there, if we watch Dora, for example, I will sit there and I will sit and talk with them and be like, can you, if Dora says, can you say this? I'll be like, I'll interact with them. I'll ask them, hey, what's Dora doing? Hey, can you find, where's Matt? Stuff but I know a lot of parents don't do that. So it's a preschool learning tool, says Doc Tog. If you balance it right, you could use it as a preschool learning tool. I think what they're trying to say is don't use the TV like a babysitter, because we don't know how it will affect the development of your child. I think I think that is a sufficient precaution and a good caution. You don't want your kids to be babysat by the TV. So.
Infant using a screen. Image copy or Getty, and even without solid proof of harm. Dr. Cherry Madigan and colleagues say it still makes sense to moderate children's screen time and make sure it doesn't interfere with face-to-face interactions or family time. They also said that, with hindsight, perhaps they should have followed the children from an even younger age because it is becoming increasingly common for 12-month-old babies to be watching and using screens. Heading level 2. How much is too much? It is a good question, without a satisfactory answer. The new study does not make any recommendation about how much is too much. Some of the 2-year-olds were getting more than 4 hours a day or 28 hours a week of screen use, according to their moms.
Wow.
Link. American Association of Pediatrics, AAP, guidelines. On screen time say. List 4 items. Black square. For children ages list 4 black square. For children younger than 18 months. Avoid use of screen media other than video chatting. 1 of 4. Black square. Parents of children 18 to 24 months of age who want to introduce digital media should choose high quality programming and watch it with their children to help them understand what they are seeing. 2 of 4. Black square. For children ages 2 to 5 years, limit screen use to 1 hour per day of high quality programs. Again, parents should be watching it with their children. 3 of 4. Black square. For children ages 6 and older, place consistent limits, making sure screen time does not get in the way of sleep and physical activity. 4 of 4. End of list.
And that's what I need to stop letting Alex watch TV right before bed and like stuff like that. It's, you know, I need to, you know, do a bit more common sense stuff. So yeah, that's the study about screen time and kidlets. And that brings us to 11:50. So the last, don't fall over, Cup. The last 10 minutes of this are for you guys. If you guys wish to say anything, now's your time. It's now chat time. So I will read your thing tomorrow, Duck Dog. I saw that you tagged me in a NPR story, and I will start tomorrow's stream with that. Oh my goodness, stop yawning. Okay. Eesh, this last week was hell with me being sick. Yeah, how are you feeling, dude? Screen time should be limited for adults too. But to be honest, says Duck Dog, it really should. It really, really should. Let's see here. Okay, Blind Press, check news for Discord. I'll try and keep up with them. Thanks, dude. You're great help with that stuff. I'm going to take a nap after this. Well, dude, if you need it, take it, because I know you have been sick a lot. So I heard you on Cog's stream the other day, and you sounded pretty rough. So I like medium roast myself, Zombie Teddy, because I find light roast because I like the taste of coffee so much, I like to drink it. So I find that light roast it gives me too much jittery stuff. Like I get too jittery because I like to drink coffee. So I'll always have more than a couple of cups. So I like to have medium roast so that I don't get the shakes. Happy very late morning. Hi, Sora. Yeah, I was, says Gunfox. Yeah, you sounded rough the other. That was so funny. Cog was like, "There's nothing to do with the show, dude. The news has nothing to do with the show." Light roast has more caffeine, says Duck Dog. Yes, it does. Coffee is life juice. The coffee is life juice. It is life juice. I love my life juice. I would not know what to do without my coffee. Oh no, and it's empty. Sad, sad, sad day. I'm getting sick of all the Tonka train wreck stuff. It's getting old. Yeah, I know. You were trying to break the monotony. Yeah, you were just trying to break the monotony. It's just a never-ending train wreck of just bullshit. Yep. It's true. It is very, very true. Oh my goodness. I may need a nap after this. I had both boys in the bed again last night. So I got pushed around by 2 toddlers. That's always fun. Just need the next juicy scandal to break. Yep. And it'll be something else. It'll be some other drama. Now, since PayPal didn't warn me that, or didn't notify me that somebody donated, I'm just going to go and check Streamlabs again just to be sure. Because I do appreciate all the donations that come in, and I do want you guys to be recognized. No, I missed that, Gunfox. I should send you some coffee from the roaster in town here. You'd like it. Actually, I am thinking of setting up a P.O. box. Yeah, I really am thinking of setting up a P.O. box, guys. So okay, no new Streamlabs. I'll have to check that. Was it on Twitter, Gunfox? I saw that you saw my reply to Sinatra's tweet this morning, Gunfox. The one he quote tweeted about the ICE stopping the Greyhound bus and how they said that he was illegally there. And I'm like, well, that was very nice of him, of the ICE agents, to let him keep his phone and access Twitter from detention. Oh, wait. No, one of his live streams. Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and try and find it. Well, guys, it is noon and I need to go and find some food. So I hope everyone enjoyed the first 2-hour coffee stream. I think I'm going to keep doing it this way and get some more news and everything. This Friday, I sent her a message last night and she said that she would really like to do it. So this Friday, it looks like Blind Girl and I will be doing a stream together. I know a lot of you were suggesting that we do a collaboration of some sort in chat last week. So if all goes according to plan, Blind Girl and I should be doing a coffee stream together on Friday. And then next Monday is the 100th coffee stream. I'm still trying to line up some guests. I believe Irate Prostate said that he would like to come. So that first cup of coffee for me saves so many lives. It's not funny. Yep, same here. Bye, Scotsman. Nice stream, says Richo. Thank you very much. I will enjoy it at the replay, says Sora Luna. Yes, take care. Take care, everyone. Gunfox says, oh, I have to work this Friday. Oh, that sucks. But yes, take care, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. I hope everyone stays safe and warm. I'll see you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Have an awesome day, guys.